The Rio Grande has been dry near San Antonio and the Bosque del Apache National Wildlife Refuge for more than 4 months. That's the entire summer. Now the Albuquerque stretch of the river is also critically low. It could even dry this month as warm, dry conditions persist. Those conditions have all sorts of impacts, including on sandhill cranes and other migratory birds arriving into Mexico for the season. Correspondent Laura Pascas talked this week with Deborah Williams and Dan Collins at Bosque del Apache and has an Our Land update.
The river has been dry near San Antonio and the refuge for about 4 months now, but now is the time of year with migratory birds returning that the refuge needs water to fill its ponds. Is that right? What are conditions like on the refuge right now?
The conditions are actually as good as we could expect considering the water levels that we've had all summer. We've been working closely with the Bureau of Reclamation and the Middle Rio Grande Conservancy District to try to ensure that we do get some adequate agricultural tailwaters down to the refuge to be able to prepare for the birds' arrival. We have been able to plant 120 acres of corn and approximately 110 acres of triticale this year. So those are our grain crops. We won't have as many moist soil units as we've had in some years because we are a bit water limited and we don't know what the fall is going to look like. But as far as our traditional grain crops, we were able to get crops in the ground. We've been successful at irrigating them. This week we're doing our seed yield count, so I can't tell you yet what those seed yields will be. But we are hopeful that we're prepared well for our migrating friends to arrive.
So in terms of filling up those ponds for the sandhill cranes and the geese and the other migrating birds, how are you going to be going about that this fall? Will that be with irrigation water or groundwater? How's that going to happen?
We always hope to be able to use irrigation water because that's a more cost-friendly alternative for the refuge. But in conversations with the Middle Rio Grande Conservancy District and BOR, we aren't expecting to have much available agricultural tailwaters this year. So we'll probably be relying quite significantly on our 16 groundwater wells, which means we probably won't have as much roosting habitat this year as in a year with a lot of available water in the system.
So Dan, can you talk a little bit about how this year's dry conditions on the river and in general might affect some of these species that we're used to seeing in the fall and winter?
You know, it might make them pick a different roost site, but in my experiences, they're going to pick an area that is going to be close to a foraging resource, so they will roost on dry land habitat to be close to that resource to make that flight as short as possible. So not having water will sort of monkey them up a little bit, but it's not going to impact them as much as we think it will. They're pretty plastic.
Mm-hmm. So that's, here in Albuquerque, the river is at a historic low for this time of year, and we're anticipating that the river will likely dry soon in the Albuquerque stretch. And I know I've seen some sandhill cranes showing up, and frankly, it just seems kind of sad to see them, hanging out in the dry riverbed or in the very low riverbed. Is this something that people should be concerned about for this winter for those populations?
For 1 year, no, there shouldn't be any concern. Now, if it gets to be where it's several years, added on top of one another and it starts to have that cascading effect, then yes. But when you're talking about these semi-arid systems, these rivers, they're pretty dynamic in nature, and they have gone dry before, and the birds will either stick around and hang out for a year or figure it out and maybe go to parts further south.
Are there concerns at the refuge about as the region continues to warm, how we will weather bad years one after another into the future?
Absolutely. We're definitely concerned about conditions going into the future. We've been talking really closely with MRGCD and BOR, and to our understanding that Next year could actually be worse conditions than this year. It looks like we're going into a La Nina snowpack year. So one of the things we're really focusing on is improving our drought resiliency. We're working with some engineers to look at all of our ditches and canals on the refuge and determine if there are ways that we could improve their efficacy and their design to help make the refuge more drought resilient as we look towards kind of limited water resources, both next year, but long term into the future if we start to see more frequent drought years.
So whenever we cover issues like river drying or impacts on wildlife, New Mexicans certainly care about these things very much. I'm wondering, Dan or Deborah, if you have any insight for people who often want to be able to do something to help in some way. I'm wondering if you have any advice for people.
I've got a couple things. One thing is to buy a duck stamp. So duck stamp dollars go directly towards wetland enhancement, creation, and purchase. So that will ensure that we can have good production of wetland dependent species coming down to the state of New Mexico. And then I also realize that while, with climate change and other things going on, that our feathered friends, they have feathers for a reason. So they'll pick up, and most of these birds are pretty plastic. And what we're seeing in our analyses is that these snowpack driven systems are being impacted, but those like further south in Mexico that are more monsoonally driven, those wetlands are actually maintaining their wetland extent. So there will be water to our south in years where we might be dry here in New Mexico. So it might just be a trade-off to know that they will be taken care of in Mexico.
Well, Bosque del Apache is certainly one of my favorite places in the state. And Dan and Deborah, I definitely appreciate you joining me today. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Thanks for being concerned about the refuge, caring about the resources, and helping raise awareness in the community. You'd asked about other ways to get involved, and certainly, at least at the refuge, we do have a really active friends group. So I just always encourage people, if you care about Bosque del Apache National Wildlife Refuge, consider getting involved with the friends group and seeing how you can make a difference through a nonprofit organization.